Hi, my name is Jessica, and today's third video will explore observational learning using the mind map here. Now, observational learning is described as obtaining the behaviors, skills, and techniques by watching others perform them. So, this can reinforce both positive or negative behaviors depending on the individual's interests and their prioritization of needs. Now, we'll explore the four stages required in order to have successful observational learning. Those include attention, retention, reproduction, and motivation. Yeah. Now, attention is focusing on the environment and the people around them who may be suitable to learn from. So, this is only based on the individual's needs. Yeah. The individual will watch and observe their behavior they intend to replicate. Now, I guess an example of observational learning that we should explore is the pretty well-known one, which is, for example, someone wanting to obtain a promotion at work. Now, for a person who wants to obtain a promotion from work, observational learning will lead them to potentially observing someone who's already in that position, someone who recently got a promotion, and learning the skills and the strategies they have required to get to that space. Yeah. So that's the attention part, watching, observing, trying to figure out which individual in their space would help them with their own needs. Now, retention is the next stage. This is the process by which the individual must retain the information observed. So all the skills, all the strategies they've witnessed during this time, they must retain it. Yeah. However, types of learning and the individual's memory retention will impact this stage's success. So as you can see in the mind map, there's an adult talking to a young person. It could be a good or bad outcome. But again, for them to actually replicate this skill or this strategy, they have to retain that information. Yeah. Reproduction is the third stage in the mind map. So it's also known as the motor reproduction. This is when the individual must reenact the behavior they observed and retain, again, based on their own learning ability. This can take long periods of time depending on the skill and the learning obtained. So if they're wanting to achieve something very big, like a work-based promotion, it requires a lot of time, and the reproduction of that can take quite a significant amount of that. The fourth one is motivation. Without motivation, this learning is not really going to be successful. So as it says on the mind map, motivation is required in order for the individual to reproduce the learned behavior. Of course, this type is based on both extrinsic and intrinsic. Yeah. The observer does not really have to have a certain type of motivation for it to be successful, but it is required in order for the behavior to be reinforced and to be continued in their own environment. Thank you for listening. Hopefully today provided a bit more context on the four stages required in observational learning.